A sensor light is not going to fix this problem, and Democrats no longer possess the common sense to understand that not every problem in the world can be fixed with a regulation. But don't tell that to the advocacy groups who also want every future car in America to only start when the driver blows into a breathalyzer. Oh, great. My other car is a Karen. Senator Adam Schiff here last week when the subject of Trump's sliding poll numbers came up. Okay, but how are the Democrats going to blow it this time? This is how. Posturing, purity tests, the politics of I unfriend you if you're not exactly with me 1,000%.
All right. Hold on tight because Bill Maher's latest blast isn't just a few biting remarks. It's a full-scale scorched earth assault aimed squarely at the woke outrage machine and the Democratic Party's ongoing pattern of tripping over its own problems. Honestly, at this point, it's hard to tell if Maher is still the cranky liberal seeking reason, or if reality is slowly pushing him across political lines like a shopping cart with a busted wheel that keeps veering, right? So, what set him off this time? Oh, the usual. Another week, another scandal that only exists inside the heads of the perpetually offended, the target of the latest woke meltdown. Actress Sydney Sweeney. Yes, that's Sydney Sweeney. She starred in a harmless American Eagle ad, wore denim from head to toe, mentioned her blue eyes and flawless jeans, and suddenly internet detectives claimed she's a white supremacist. No, I'm not kidding. Apparently, flawless jeans now secretly translates to I despise anyone who looks different. Bill Maher's reaction was pure exasperation. He called it exactly what it is, delusional. To him, this isn't activism. It's the political equivalent of chasing shadows.
In other uncomfortable racial news, sad news, we found out this week that Sydney Sweeney is a Nazi. That was just... no, she's not. But you all see the ad that she's out there. This is a very important ad that we're seeing now. There she is, dressed like Jay Leno in all blue denim. And she talks about the fact that she has blue eyes, and then she says, I have great genes, you know, because she's wearing jeans. But according to the woke people, this means that she's a white supremacist. It also doesn't help that her bra size is 36 KKK.
It's not just that the outrage is ridiculous. It destroys the credibility of any real fight for justice. When everything's problematic, nothing really is. And let's face it, this isn't about saving the world. It's about flexing in the moral Olympics. Maher nailed the hypocrisy hard. If good genes are supposedly racist, why are the same people swiping left on anyone under 6 feet or anyone bald? Suddenly, picky standards are fine for dating but evil in an ad campaign, please?
And that the name she gave her tits is the Proud Boys. But other than that, no, it's I will say this, they should have been aware when they wrote this ad that this is what some people were going to think. I don't think they did it on purpose, but I also think it's pretty funny that all the online social justice girls are like, it's racist. There's no such thing as good genes. Right, and then you go on Tinder and swipe left on every bald guy.
3. But Maher doesn't just laugh at it. He views it as dangerous. Because while the far left loves to paint itself as champions of equality and justice, he believes they're really in the business of destruction. Tear down anything classic, burn the house down, then dance in the ashes while calling it progress. And honestly, he's not wrong. Just scroll through Twitter for 5 minutes. Sorry, X, and you'll witness it.
Washington Post, Independent, NBC News, Fox News, Salon, KTLA, Newsweek. Piece after piece after piece after piece dedicated to the supposed controversy. What is the controversy? You mean to tell me that if you put attractive women next to a product, people might want to buy it? Yeah. Like, that's blowing my mind.
Or then Maher shifts focus and attacks the Democratic Party itself. And this is where it gets brutal. His warning, if the Dems keep pushing candidates like Zoran Mondani, a self-declared Democratic socialist, they might as well hand the GOP the 2028 campaign ads in advance.
New York is New York. It's definitely it's the media capital, the financial capital.
It is a bellwether like no other city is in this country. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter.
Let me play
than
devil's advocate for a second. Do you think, let's say, on the seize the means of production, do you think that the mayor, that one person, if he is a democratic socialist, do you think that he would have the power and influence to be able to, like, usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican candidate next.
Maher isn't subtle here. He's saying, run this guy, and you're basically handing the keys to the White House to J.D. Vance. Why? Because while Mandani's ideas might sound noble to a grad student with a Che Guevara poster, abolish ICE, defund the police, raise taxes on the rich, they're totally out of touch with how most Americans live and think. Maher knows it, and deep down Democrats should too. Voters aren't chasing utopian dreams. They want policies that work in real life, not just on Twitter. He goes further. If Mandani ever becomes governor of New York, the whole state will become a political science experiment for his socialist ideals, and the rest of the country will watch it unfold like a reality show.
It is a walking commercial for the Republican Party
I think
nationally.
the Republicans are going to...
When you let the Democrats, socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get. The state-run grocery stores, which work so well in Cuba and the Soviet Union and Venezuela, just bad ideas. And again, this ugly streak, streak of anti-Semitism.
If it flops, his presidential dreams die before they even start. This isn't hypothetical. Just look at Gavin Newsom. His California record is now political baggage wherever he goes. You can promise the moon, but people will judge you by whether the lights are still on. From there, Maher dives into the Democrats' most self-sabotaging habit, purity tests. You've probably seen it. If you're not 100% aligned on every single issue, you're out.
Who's the most popular politician on the left?
AOC? I don't know.
One of, but who's Bernie? Bernie is Bernie is. I mean, he's not a capitalist.
No, he's not, and he's also not president.
He's not. But
never would be.
But neither is Mamdani.
No, but he will. Trust me, he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
But they're going to feature people. They boogeyman everybody.
Yeah, but you don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself.
But they'll do it regardless. Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, but
they make anybody into boogeyman.
It has.
I think it was
just have more weight when it's real. I mean, when you can really.
Barack Obama used to warn that perfect is the enemy of good. Maher updates it. It's also the enemy of getting laid. And he's serious. He's pointing out how dating is now loaded with political litmus tests. He's seen people reject partners who are attractive, responsible, and emotionally available. Basically, the unicorn everyone claims to want. Just because they check the wrong box on a ballot, Maher notes. That kind of rigidity doesn't just wreck your love life. It wrecks politics. It alienates potential allies and shrinks the base until you're preaching to a tiny choir. It's not just that the left is eating itself alive. It's that they're doing it with smug moral superiority, convinced they're saving the world, while actually handing it to the other side.
Been told that you can have it all, and you're a queen and a lady boss and that bitch. But maybe your judgy ass is no prize either. And if you... And if you jilt a guy for not thinking enough about Black Lives Matter, just tell me this. What have you actually done that made any more of a difference in any black life than what your inadequate ex-fiancé did? I asked Senator Adam Schiff here last week when the subject of Trump's sliding poll numbers came up. Okay, but how are the Democrats going to blow it this time? This is how. Posturing, purity tests, the politics of I unfriend you if you're not exactly with me.
And Maher was done pretending otherwise. Now you'd think that would be enough for one rant. But no, he still has ammo left. He goes after the far left's war on common sense. This is where he breaks it down, letting biological males compete in female sports. Common sense says that's unfair. Giving kids irreversible medical procedures before puberty. That's not compassion. Hiring based on skin color instead of merit. That's not justice. That's swapping one form of discrimination for another. Yet, these positions aren't fringe in some circles. They're worn like badges of honor. Maher sees it as a brainworm, an ideological parasite convincing people to ditch logic for dogma. And he warns that if these ideas spread, society won't just stumble, it'll collapse.
The far left, what we call the woke, they seem to embrace every sort of obviously, aggressively anti-common sense thing. I can't let people who have this worm in their brain, whatever that worm is, Bobby Kennedy's not the only one with a worm in his brain, take over this country. And I totally get that. It's just that if I had to balance the two, the left shit, yes, is still less fundamentally, existentially threatening.
Frustration with Democrats goes beyond ideology. He's fed up with their obsession over controlling every tiny aspect of life. From breathalyzer car locks to endless red tape for small businesses, the left has buried the country in so much bureaucracy that nothing moves without a stack of forms and 6 months of waiting. They claim it's about safety and fairness, but in reality, it's micromanagement on a national scale. And here's the irony Maher loves to highlight. While Democrats preach freedom and democracy, their policies often act like slow-motion authoritarianism, telling you how to think, what to say, what to drive, what to eat, and how to raise your kids. They call it progress, but it's really control wrapped in virtue signaling. Maher's bottom line is harsh but clear. The far left's war on common sense, endless purity tests, suffocating regulations, and flirtation with socialism are pushing the party and the country toward danger. And if they don't wake up soon, they won't just lose elections. They'll lose the public they claim to serve.
Censor light is not going to fix this problem, and Democrats no longer possess the common sense to understand that not every problem in the world can be fixed with a regulation. But don't tell that to the advocacy groups who also want every future car in America to only start when the driver blows into a breathalyzer. Oh, great, my other car is a cat.
Makes this rant so fascinating is that Maher isn't some Fox News pundit. He's been a lifelong liberal, someone who voted blue and defended progressive values for decades. But now he's openly saying reality is pushing him toward the center, maybe even further. He swears he's not switching sides. But when you torch your own team this hard, people start wondering how long you'll stick around. And here's the interesting part. Maher isn't alone. More liberals are looking at the woke far left and thinking, yeah, this isn't what I signed up for. It's not about becoming conservatives, it's about refusing to join a movement obsessed with moral grandstanding instead of solving problems. So where does this leave us? If you're a Democrat, it's a wake-up call. If you're a Republican, it's a gift-wrapped talking point. And if you're independent, it's a front-row seat to the slow-motion implosion of a party that can't decide whether it wants to win elections or just arguments on Twitter. The question is, will Democrats listen? Will they focus on practical solutions instead of ideological purity? Or will they double down on politics that hand victory to the other side without even trying? Whatever happens, one thing's clear, Maher won't stop calling it like he sees it. And whether you agree or not, watching him roast his own side while sipping a drink and smirking at the camera is wildly entertaining. So, what do you think? Is Maher right that the far left threatens common sense? Are Democrats doomed if they don't change course? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Keep it civil or don't. It's YouTube. I know what happens there. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next time Maher sets the political internet on fire. At the rate he's going, it won't be long before the next outrage cycle gives him fresh material.